This documentary shows authentic cultural events, including images of the deceased. This tribe of the dead exhumes their corpses. They clean them, change their clothes, and talk to them. Before burial, families sometimes live with the deceased under one roof for years, treating them like the living. Funerals often last weeks with thousands of invited guests and can cost more than a single family house. Not to mention the up to 100 buffaloes slaughtered as offerings. What really lies behind this death cult, how a funeral takes place, and what unique insights we will also gain, you will find out now. So sit back and dive into the world of the Toraja tribe. So I embarked on half a world trip to Indonesia to experience this death cult up close for 4 days. After 3 flights and a very bumpy 10-hour bus ride, we finally arrived in the south of Sulawesi, one of the largest islands of the country. Here in the mountain region live the Toraja people. A beautiful good morning from Sulawesi in Indonesia. Hello. So we're currently on our way to Sanggala, that is one of the centers of the Toraja culture. So look here, you can see the typical Toraja houses. The Toraja probably come from the south of China and migrated to Sulawesi by sea about 4,000 years ago. Because of the isolation in the highlands, their unique traditions developed here. So here a house is currently being built, I see. How are you?
All good. American?
No, I'm actually from Germany.
German.
German. Are you building the house? Right now? Wow. So you see, here one of the Toraja houses is being built live with, yes, bamboo scaffolding. Thank you. Bye-bye. The traditional Toraja houses are called tongkunan and are made of wood. A legend says that the roofs were originally made from damaged boats that the Toraja used to arrive in Sulawesi. Other sources interpret the striking roof shape as a symbol of buffalo horns. This part down here was actually the buffalo enclosure of the past. Yeah, probably the most important and sacred animal here in the area. You can also see these house ornaments here. Otherwise, here in front of the house there are probably, I don't know, 20 buffalo horns or so attached. They all come from the funerals actually. The buffalo at the ceremonies, living together with the dead, and the exhumation of the corpses are all connected. You'll find out how in the video. But before that, we visited the very important burial sites here. So my friends, welcome to Londa, one of the most famous cemeteries here in the Toraja region, and a very special one because it's a cave cemetery. This is one of the 4 special types of cemeteries here that we will visit.
What's your name, brother?
Dasa.
Dasa. Daniel. Nice to meet you, Dasa. You work here?
Local guide here.
You work here as a guide?
So we're now being picked up by a guide here. Let's go with them. I don't know, maybe he'll tell us something interesting. Okay, friends, now we'll go into the Londa caves. Really super narrow here. Man, you really have to squeeze through here.
This is a coffin here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, friends, you see many coffins here between the cave crevices. In Toraja, the deceased are not buried in the ground, but always placed in accessible and visible places. A symbol that the ancestors remain part of the community. Here you see a coffin completely broken open and fallen down. The clothes of the deceased are hanging out, and yes, the bones are laying all over the ground beneath it.
This is old skulls. 400 years ago, 500 years ago, the skulls up there. You can see down there are 2 skulls, like a story, Romeo and Juliet. In the past time, they wanted to get married, but their parents disagree because they're first cousins, and then they hang themselves together.
This is a real story?
Real story.
Crazy.
From 1972. Can connection to the other side cave, but very small. We must calling.
I don't fit here.
So we went backwards out of the cave and towards the so-called cliff graves. And then interestingly, the coffins here are hanging on wooden stilts right in the middle of the cliff. Here are the old wooden graves, which he says are sometimes 5, 6, 7, 800 years old. And here a bit further below the newer ones, which are just kind of, honestly, a bit randomly stacked between the stones.
Noble class put in the highest, in the top.
So the noble class was buried like on the top, the middle class in the middle.
Lower class in the cave, yeah.
The old coffins are already completely decayed next to all the human bones. And I wouldn't want to walk around here at night. And the kids play here, next to the skulls of the dead. Super crazy.
Are you not scared of the skulls?
No.
No, not scared?
For us, it would be totally crazy seeing human skulls lying around. But that's completely normal. You can see kids just play next to them.
Those are statues. Yeah?
What-
In Toraja, we call Tau Tau.
Tau Tau.
Tau is a representation of the dead person.
The so-called Tau Tau figures are meant to watch over the souls of the ancestors. The higher they hang on the rock wall, the higher the social status of the deceased. Then we went to a tree grave.
Okay, so who gets buried here? Only babies.
Only babies. Baby and not have a teeth. The spirit of the baby, they come with the tree and grow together.
The fourth type of cemetery are the house graves, which you will see later during the burial ceremonies. Besides Dasa, no one here spoke English. Instead, more than 700 different languages are spoken in Indonesia. The Toraja also have their own, with numerous dialects. The so-called Bahasa Indonesia, simply Indonesian in German, unites the many peoples of the islands as the official language. By the way, over its more than 17,000 islands, over 280 million people live here, which makes Indonesia the fourth most populous country in the world.
Technical problems.
Yeah, technical problem.
Oh shit.
His moped won't start.
There are ghosts, so not many people cross here. My motorcycle is a problem, I think, because so.
You think because of the ghosts?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we need to go a little more far away and try it again.
Evil but also good spirits are part of the traditional belief of the Toraja. It's called Aluk Tudolo, which means the way of the ancestors. At the center is the worship of the deceased ancestors. From the 17th century, the Dutch gradually colonized Indonesia and converted the Toraja to Christianity. While they tolerated most of the death rituals, they banned some other customs, which is why many of them are extinct today. The Toraja are one of the few majority Christian peoples in an otherwise 87% Muslim Indonesia.
Okay, then let's go.
All right, now it works again. Let's go on.
Just a minute, I put
Okay,
So we're here at a gas station in Toraja.
so this is the petrol station.
petrol
Hello.
station.
Pagi.
Traditional petrol station.
Traditional petrol station. How much does 1 liter cost?
12.
12,000.
12,000.
Uh-huh.
Now this is a special treatment for fight.
Chicken fights, or do
Chicken fighting.
you do cockfights?
Yeah, cockfighting.
It's okay for me to come.
It's okay.
Okay, let's go.
A little side quest now. Okay, now it feels like we're really going deep in the forest. No idea where they are hosting these cockfights. Cockfights are animal cruelty. I am documenting them exclusively as a cultural practice of the Toraja. Please do not imitate.
Aha. Here, parking.
We're now at a cockfight. Huh. Around me, there are about 200 people. Seems to be a huge tradition here.
How often you do these fights? Is it only Sunday or every day?
Sometimes in the funeral ceremony.
At funerals, the animals are sacrificed as part of the fight to honor the deceased. So the roosters are examined here to check how big and strong they are, basically to determine the weight class, and then money is bet on the fights. And not just a little.
You got 5 million for this.
5 million.
This belong 5 million.
So he bets like one whole monthly salary
Yes.
on this fight. That's crazy.
There's a lot of commotion. Now all the bets are being collected. Oh, this is really brutal. Poor animals, man. Friends, almost 80% of you are not subscribed to my channel yet, so go catch up on that quick. The next day, I met Janssen. He himself belongs to the Toraja people and is very well connected. Before we visited a funeral with him, he showed me the place where the most important preparations for it are made. Okay friends, and welcome to Pasar Bolu, the largest buffalo market in the world, here in Toraja. Huge area, hundreds of sellers. We talked to one of them right away.
How much is one buffalo you sell here?
35 million rupiah.
This one. 35 million. And how many has he sold this month?
Around 20 buffalo.
20 buffalo this month only. Wow. Rich man, huh?
You see the gold?
Yeah, I see the golden chain. Huh? I've seen it, huh?
The water buffalo, which weigh up to 1 ton, are seen as mystical animals in the Toraja culture. They have a very important spiritual significance. They are the vehicle to Puya and escort the souls of the deceased on their way there. Okay, so we're standing here right by the animals that are sold for the highest prices, namely the albino buffalo. They really look crazy with the partly blue eyes they have here. I haven't seen that before. At funeral ceremonies, up to 100 buffalo are sometimes sacrificed. The more there are, the faster Puya is supposed to be reached. Albino buffalo are particularly popular and therefore so expensive, because with their color they light the way and guide a bit ahead. The higher the social class of the family, the more animals are slaughtered and the more albinos are among them.
Yeah.
Can you ask him what was the most expensive buffalo they ever sold on this market?
800 million.
800 million.
Yeah.
That's around 50,000 euros. With the average Indonesian income of 170 euros a month, this one buffalo costs over 24 years of salary. Before we visit a funeral, Dasa showed me a very special tradition of the Toraja. We're now at Dasa's grandfather's, who still lives together with the corpse of his deceased brother. Here, the families often live for years with the deceased relatives under one roof after their death.
He died 2 years ago.
So, and here it's very normal. You keep the coffin
Normal, it's
inside.
normal.
And even visitors are coming, it's no problem.
No problem. When you're coming and you respect, it's okay, no problem.
Ah, that's a photo of him?
Yeah.
What was his name?
Pong Mui. He only sick, not die. After we bring in the grave, we believe he's dead.
Death is not a moment, but a process during which the deceased are considered sick. That's why they also talk to them.
You can say tabe.
What does tabe mean?
It's your permission. It's your permission for the dead person.
Tabe nene
Lakuti
lakutio.
komi.
When will the funeral be?
This year.
This year.
This year.
Yeah, I don't want to disturb any longer. Thank you very much.
Okay, this was already quite an intense impression somehow. Well, just seeing the face there alone gave me a bit of goosebumps, honestly. We were supposed to learn more about this tradition when visiting a friend of Jansen. He has already been living with his deceased father for 7 years. Yeah, we drove out here a bit into the mountains and arrived in the small village of Kombon. Behind us, the houses of the Toraja. In here, the steps of the rice plantations. Super beautiful.
Daniel.
Jacob.
Nice to meet you.
They believe when the body is still in the house, that means the soul is still with us together. And then when the family decide to do the funeral and then the slaughtering the buffalo, that means the soul also is gone with the buffalo going to the Puya.
What exactly is Puya? Can you explain it? What do you believe?
Puya is like a paradise for tribe people.
Unlike Christianity, the traditional Toraja belief knows neither reincarnation nor hell. All people reach Puya, so long as buffalo are sacrificed for them.
Why didn't you do the funeral ceremony a little bit earlier? Why did you wait 7 years?
Yeah, there's a lot of things they have to do before the funeral.
Finances.
Initiation, finances, buildings as well. Especially when you don't have like much money, you need time.
Jakob's father is supposed to be buried this June with 24 buffalo sacrifices. In order to keep the corpses out long beforehand, they have to be preserved. The deceased are injected with formalin to prevent decomposition. The chemical cross-links the proteins in the body. The tissue stiffens like rubber. The body becomes mummified and thus lasts a very long time.
And then there's no smell. No animal were eating the body.
Jakob then led us into his house.
Okay.
This picture my brother, yeah?
Okay.
My father.
Paulus.
London.
Ah,
Soldier
soldier.
in Borneo.
Your father is here for how long?
7 years. My brother, 6 months ago. Tole coming there. 7 months. I talking my father, this smoke.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
You put one cigarette inside. Okay.
Jakob treats his father and brother like the living and regularly brings them water, snacks, and cigarettes.
Karena tier kami ke sana, Jerman.
Okay, thank you.
Kuresumanya ambek. So that's like say like thank you for them. Yeah.
Father.
Afterwards, I asked Jakob and Jansen what they think about our German customs.
Terakhir, kasih sayang terakhir ya.
Yeah. But he say that every people they have a different tradition. Especially in German, maybe people keep the body like 2 or 3 days maximum.
Yeah, it's maybe a week or
Or
something.
maybe a week,
yeah.
right? Really quick. In my opinion, that I feel sad because we still have time to say goodbye. We can get used to it. We can accepting their pass away.
Yeah, it's a completely different way of dealing with deceased relatives and death. It just shows again how different cultures can be all over the world and what kind of bubble you live in within your own country. The next day, it was time. And with that, good morning from Baluyu, a very small Toraja village here, where today's a very, very special day, because today the buffalo sacrifice takes place, which is very important for the culture. This is one of the most important parts of Rambu Solo. That's the name of the famous funeral ceremony of the Toraja. But this isn't just any ceremony. The ritual is the central part of their lives.
First of all, appreciate it that I can be a guest here, of course. What's your name? Can I ask?
It's Wempe.
Wempe. Nice to meet you. Daniel, who passed away here?
It's actually my grandma who died.
Ah, okay.
She passed away on August last year.
I'm sorry for your loss, first of all.
Of course, I brought the family a morning gift. What might sound strange at first is normal here. Here you bring cigarettes as a gift.
Sorry, I didn't ask for your name, by the way.
Emilia.
Emilia, what's your name?
James.
No, this is it's not true.
Why?
Don't lie to me, huh? Don't lie to me.
So we're here with all the grandchildren of the deceased. She had 17 of them, and they came here from all over Indonesia.
I'm in Papua.
I'm in Java. We live on the other island to working, collect money,
Yeah, okay.
and then back here to
Okay.
do this a funeral.
While many of us save for a house or a good life, here people save for a good death. And this often costs more than a single family house.
Asia, alcohol.
What kind of alcohol is it?
Palm wine. That's the tree over here.
Okay, so it's made from palms. Okay, cheers. It's kind of bitter a little bit, but it's good.
Just for the ceremony, a coffin house and a special platform for the thousands of guests are built. The celebrations are among the most important status symbols. The higher the social status, the bigger and longer they are, and they can last for weeks. On this day, 12 water buffalo were supposed to be sacrificed. After being cleaned, they are tied by one foot to a wooden stake. Meanwhile, the whole village gathered, including the very youngest. Okay, now it's time. The first buffalo is slaughtered. I'd rather spare you the further details here. With the valuable albino buffalo, not everything went to plan.
Careful, yeah.
So the buffalo just broke free from the wooden post it was tied to by the foot. Everyone here is kind of filling up the area now. Whoa.
So what happened?
It's because the throat is not really in a good cut.
But it can be dangerous.
It can be dangerous.
Okay, the buffalo just completely ran off and people are chasing it.
Where is it right now? It just escaped into nature.
Escaped to nature, going to another village.
While a whole team of 20 men went looking for the buffalo, the sacrifice ceremony continued. Honestly, it's really not nice for me to see this. It's quite intense. But of course, it's deeply rooted in the culture. And somehow you have to respect that, but it's definitely not nice. I asked Jansen for his opinion.
My view is like brutal and it's extreme. Be respecting the animal. So if you want to kill, just kill it in a quick way. And then if you kill the animal, then you have to eat it. That's how to respect the animal.
The rituals undoubtedly cause animal suffering. But is this crueler than with us, or does it just seem so? Because here it happens publicly, what otherwise happens behind closed slaughterhouse doors. The team is back, and they're successful. The albino buffalo was found.
Kilo dari sini. Oh yeah, it's like a few hundred meters from here. So now the slaughtering is finished, and after that, the meat they will cut it into small pieces.
All of the buffaloes will be eaten here in the village.
100%.
Okay.
The buffalo meat is then cooked on site in water in such a giant tank. 5 hours in here now. Otherwise, you can see the horns of the buffalo. They have been kept and, well, they'll be hung on the house later. And in the village's communal kitchen, food is prepared for all the guests.
What's that?
This is rice.
Ah, they're cooking rice in these big, really big ones. Yeah. Hello. It's very hot. Whoa.
Oh, aroma alles klaar?
Alles klaar, mijn besta.
Alles klaar.
Check.
Okay, check. Sehr schön.
Check.
That guy is funny. He knows a little bit of German.
Also buffalo.
You want buffalo? Yeah,
Usually I don't eat meat, but I will try.
Before that, Jansen showed me how they eat here.
So this one here is buffalo. This one here is pork, and then rice.
And you usually eat with hands, like everything with hands.
In the right hand.
So the right hand is the clean hand?
Yes.
Left hand is the...
Something else.
Okay. I think I know what to use it for.
Enjoy your meal.
You have to chew a lot to eat it. But the taste is not bad. Taste is good.
So friends, it's day 4 and the last day of the funeral ceremony here in the village. And especially on this day, I experienced the mood very differently from how I know funerals.
Although we are sad, it's kind of like a celebration of her life.
So you're trying to have a good time instead of being
to
super
commemorate her life.
The Toraja believe that death is not the end, but a transition to another world. Despite the grief, they celebrate the life of the deceased to honor them. Then the whole village started a procession with the coffin to a Christian church. I was the only tourist the whole time, but now there's another one.
Loster, where are you from?
New York.
Ah, New York, nice. I'm from Germany. Is it weird that tourists come to the funeral of your relatives?
Anyone can come to the funeral.
Because it's the way we promote our culture to another people.
Okay, I see.
So we just arrived at the Catholic Church. Can already hear the chanting. Christianity and Aluk Todolo have coexisted side by side since Dutch missionary times. That's why Christian services are integrated into traditional funeral ceremonies. Okay, so the service is over now. Now we're heading to the cemetery. The coffin is brought to the family's house grave and the ceremony is officially over.
Yeah, finish.
Most cultures say goodbye forever to the deceased at funerals. Not so with the Toraja. Jansen told me about the ritual Manene.
They do really rare and unique ritual. They're going to the grave and they're taking out someone they love, maybe their ancestor, and then they are cleaning the body. They give them new dress.
Often they also take family pictures and selfies with the corpses.
Yeah.
When do you do it?
After harvest season.
Usually the ritual takes place every 3 years in August. Since I was here at the beginning of the year, I couldn't experience Manene myself.
Like, why do you do it? What's the reason behind Manene?
That's the symbol of the respecting and also honoring the people who passed away.
What might seem disrespectful in our world is the highest form of respect for the Toraja.
It's a happy ritual. It's not a sad one.
They are happy because they can visiting their ancestor again. They're smiling.
While death is often a taboo for us here, it is omnipresent. Even the children learn from an early age to accept the transience of earthly life. I think there's no right or wrong when it comes to this topic. Despite all the differences, every culture is just trying to find a way to deal with grief and give death a meaning. Thanks for watching. Why people in the Philippines even live in cemeteries you can see on my second channel. Check it out.